Let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring the high-octane lineage and the undeniable impact of one of the most fascinating performance cars on the road today, the BMW M4. Now, if you love the smell of burning rubber, the mechanical symphony of a twin-turbo inline-six, and the relentless pursuit of speed, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to unpack the DNA of a machine that just continually redefines the limits of grip and power. So, what makes the BMW M4 one of the most loved yet controversial performance cars ever built? We really have to start with this crucial question. You see, the M4 sits at this incredible, almost paradoxical intersection in car culture. On one hand, you have this beloved track-shredding performance that enthusiasts literally dream about. I mean, it's a precision instrument. But on the other hand, it's introduced these fiercely debated design choices and technological shifts that have traditional purists and modernists battling it out. Basically, it's a car that just refuses to be ignored. Section 1. The heritage of BMW M. Decades of motorsport dominance. To truly understand the incredibly high stakes involved in carrying that legendary M badge on the back of a car, we've got to look at how this whole lineage unfolds. It started back in the 1970s when BMW M was officially founded, which led right into the iconic mid-engine BMW M1 in 1978. And from there, it's just a succession of absolute legends. The E30 M3 in '86 didn't just look aggressive, it absolutely dominated the German touring car masters, cementing the brand's racing pedigree for good. Then came the E36 in the '90s, bringing that smooth inline-six power to the masses. That was followed by the E46 in the year 2000, and honestly, a lot of purists still consider that car the absolute holy grail of chassis tuning and naturally aspirated magic. Finally, we got the screaming V8 of the E92 M3 in 2007. So all the modern engineering we see today, it's deeply rooted in this uncompromising foundation of motorsport success. Section 2. Birth of the M4, a new coupe legacy. Now this brings us to a massive, pivotal shift in BMW's history. For decades, the M3 badge meant everything. But then, BMW made a pretty bold decision to separate their beloved nameplates. The M3 would remain the four-door sedan, while the two-door coupe was birthed into an entirely new standalone model line, the M4. With the first-generation F82 M4, BMW knew they had to get the raw specs exactly right to justify this new badge. So they combined aggressive, lightweight construction with the absolute roar of a 3.0-liter twin-turbo inline-six engine. Actually, stepping away from the naturally aspirated V8 of the previous generation was a hugely controversial move at the time, but it was powerful. Crucially, though, they kept it rear-wheel drive, maintaining that pure, tail-happy motorsport-inspired dynamic. It was a formula specifically engineered to captivate driving enthusiasts and silence the skeptics. Section 3. Evolving the M4 generation. Power, tech, and polarization. Well, the evolution certainly didn't stop with the standard F82. BMW immediately pushed the boundaries even further by introducing the M4 competition. And this wasn't just some styling package or a shiny badge on the trunk. It was a serious elevation of the baseline. Engineers went in and aggressively reworked the ECU mapping, modified the exhaust tuning, and tightened up the whole chassis with stiffer suspension components and revised anti-roll bars. It was designed specifically as a high-octane reward for drivers who craved absolute, razor-sharp limits on the track and just wouldn't settle for the standard setup. And that relentless push for performance brings us to a massive generational leap from the F82 to the G82 generation. The philosophical shift here is profound. I mean, we're moving from traditional rear-wheel drive, with its raw, sometimes untamed nature, to the unbelievable grip and rocket ship launch capabilities of the xDrive all-wheel drive system. We also see a major transition from basic performance fundamentals into a highly advanced technology suite that manages slip angles and traction at literal lightning speed. And, perhaps most noticeably, the G82 radically shifted the car's visual identity from a motorsport-inspired classic to a very bold, entirely new design language. Now, we have to talk about the massive aesthetic controversy that the G82 brought with it. Those prominent new front kidney grills heavily divided opinions among enthusiasts and critics alike. Some people absolutely loved the aggressive, road-dominating stance, while others deeply missed the understated classic look of previous generations. But here's the thing. While enthusiasts were busy debating the aesthetic choices online, the engineering leaps were silencing critics on the track. Those massive intakes were feeding highly advanced cooling systems, and the dynamic capabilities of the G82 proved to be an absolute masterclass in modern grip and acceleration. The conversation was split for sure, but the performance numbers were absolute. Section 4. the future of performance. Where does M go next? Having seen its past and its polarized but incredibly fast present, we really have to ask, how does a brand built on mechanical purity adapt to the future? Well, the evolution is ongoing, and it represents a complete paradigm shift. Future M4 models and the M division as a whole are actively integrating hybrid and fully electric performance architectures. Just imagine the instant neck-snapping torque from electric motors paired with AI-assisted chassis control. It's redefining the M division's historic focus on mechanical purity into a totally new era of digital perfection. Add in even more advanced active aerodynamics and futuristic manufacturing facilities, and it becomes crystal clear that BMW is completely redefining how speed is generated and controlled for the next century. As they say, from racetracks to city streets, from the legendary M1 to the modern M4 competition, BMW M continues to push the boundaries of performance. The core ethos of the M division is fundamentally about relentlessly pushing the envelope of automotive engineering. And why does this matter to us? Because cars like the M4 act as a technological testbed. The incredible innovations forged in these high-performance models eventually trickle down, changing how all of us drive. It ensures that the absolute thrill of the road survives, no matter how much the underlying technology changes. So as we watch these incredible machines continue to evolve, blending aesthetic controversy with just unparalleled performance, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder. The question isn't where the M4 came from. We already know its legendary roots. The real question is, where is it going next, as the raw roar of combustion engines inevitably clashes with the silent, brutal acceleration of the EV era? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this gave you a clearer, more structured understanding of the phenomenal evolution of the BMW M4. Keep your eyes on the road ahead.